Hello, I am back. I am I don't know, I'm back. What can I say? I haven't made too many videos recently. Well, I've been doing a lot of like videos pertaining to like going up to people awkwardly in public. So far that's been kind of difficult. Just trying to talk to strangers and ask them weird questions. But other than that, I think life has been kind of all over the place. I'm learning more about myself each day, and I just find out that there's certain things about me that I really didn't know about. I'm trying to think what else has been going on in my life. Yeah, there's been a lot of questioning in my life. There's a lot of questioning my intentions. I won't say it's like self-inquiry. I feel like I do self-inquiry, but I don't really sit there and really like ponder with the question. I usually have like a response to the questions that I'm asking. I don't know if that's the right way of doing it, but so far recently I'm just trying to get everything out there, trying to question my motives. I think even with the content creating, like, is there even a point of doing this? That's the thing. Like I it's funny because I thought I was gonna be big, and I haven't reached that point. I don't know if it's yet or if it's not gonna happen. I don't know. I really don't know what God has in store for me. But it's funny because I used to be scared of putting all my stuff into TikTok, Instagram, or just showing the weird side of me. And I'm starting to realize that really no one gives a shit about what you post. They just look at it and, they either react to it or they don't. And I used to think in my mind that most people, like, once I put my stuff into a social media platform, then people are going to recognize me, or people are going to be like, wow, I really love your videos. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work the way you think. And it requires a lot of work. Like, as I am doing this, I mean, I've been doing this for quite some time, I think since last year. But ever since I started, my expectations were a lot different. Like, whenever I post videos, people like it, but not too many people like respond to it. And I was thinking that, like, yeah, people are gonna bring me up, or people are gonna say some shit about me, but no one really cares about what you put out there. That's why I started making these videos, or why I started posting social media, or the social introvert. So that's my channel, Social Introvert. I started posting that stuff because I just felt like expressing myself, but also wanting to get out there and kind of, see where I can get from this. But I didn't realize how hard it is. Now that I started, it's tough because you gotta kind of dedicate your time and your efforts to the right type of content. And it's just like with everything else. Everything else requires some time and effort. But with this one, it's kind of like you gotta kind of experiment. And some people seem to enjoy the social experiment ones. Like, I've done a couple where I go up to people and basically ask them what their favorite song is, or what song describes them, and then I have like effects or memes that go along with it just to keep the video engaging. But I noticed that not too many people, like, I mean, they'll notice it, like they'll say, oh wow, what are you doing? But majority of the time it's not as what you would expect it. And yeah, no one in my social media, I don't think people, even my own friends, care about what I do. That's why I'm saying, like, you know, you just gotta do what you gotta do. You know, if you want to pursue this, or if you're trying to pursue a content creating or content creation career, just remember that when you start out, it's not going to always look good. And that's why you have to be consistent with it. But in this sense, for me, I'm staying consistent with it, but I'm not getting obsessed with trying to get results. I felt like the last couple of weeks I've been so obsessed with getting likes and views. And to be honest, like, it's just like a habit where I'm like always checking my social media to see if I got any attention. And to me, that's like, it kind of reminds me of like a dopamine rush. Like each time I open the app, I'm like, oh, I gotta check if I got some likes. I gotta check. But now I'm just like, fuck, man. The more that I do this, the more that I keep consistently wanting those likes, the more I get trapped in this illusion that, okay, if I get this amount of likes, this amount of subscribers, this amount of views, I'll be somewhat satisfied. But the harsh reality is that I find myself being incomplete when I try to like go after those views. And I've even been contacted by some people. Like there was one San Francisco page that asked me to share one of my videos, but they wanted me to pay $29 to share that video. They also had like a package list which included like different types of ways to advertise my channel, especially on Instagram. And so I saw the pricings, and like the most expensive thing is like you get 10,000 subscribers with like monthly shares of your videos that you made, and that costs like $200 something a month. And I was like, fuck that. And it made me realize, man, like, you can really get caught up with being obsessed with the views, with being obsessed with how many likes. And I don't know, I realized that now it's just a fucking number. It's a number of how many people, like, yeah, they subscribe to you, but honestly, it's like, what they're really doing is they're just finding value in your video. They don't really care about you. It's just about what you provide to those people, or what you provide to them. And there's this mindset that you can get, and it's where like your mind will say, oh, these people care about the videos I make, which I feel like some do. But at the same time, they're only there to find value in your videos. And that's the harsh reality of being a content creator, is if you start taking this shit personally, where people are like, or where you think like people love you and shit, that's a trap. You gotta realize that if you're gonna be a content creator, you gotta give people something that they need, something that satisfies them, whether it's educational or entertainment. You have to provide somehow. And that's what business in general, like, people don't really give a shit about the owner. Like when I think of Starbucks, I don't think about the owner of the Starbucks company, like, oh, I fucking love the Starbucks guy because he made coffee. No, I think about the product. I think about what it took. Or like, I think about like getting the fucking drink. Like, it tastes good. I don't think about the owner when I'm drinking my drink. I'm like, God damn, that guy, oh man, I fucking love the owner. Like, I want to suck this guy's dick. And I'm drinking this. No, doesn't work that way. And there's that mindset. Like, even I'm having that mindset here and there, where I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely think that if I'm going to be a content creator, I'm going to have all these people like all of a sudden fall in love with me and respect me. And oh, the mind's tricky. Mine is tricky, I swear. And it takes a lot of realization to realize that. And yeah, it makes you suffer when you start to chase after these things. And yeah, as a content creator or a small time content creator, I know I haven't like reached that peak level, but I can feel the intensity of trying to like come up with an idea for a video, and just takes so much goddamn effort and energy. Like, content creating is not really that easy, but I'm gonna continue doing it because it's the things that I do is fun and it gets me out of my comfort zone. However, it's just that, you know, content creating is not an easy process. You really have to come up with ideas. You have to make sure that you're on top of it. You're kind of consistent. You have to have a system. Just like everything else, you have to have a system. And that's something that I'm working on, is working on a system, but also having enough courage to, you know, get my ideas out there, or having enough courage to just do what I'm doing right now. I mean, I don't know how long this is going to last. It's fun. It's fun, but content creating is not easy. And I know there's some people that just have the gift for it. You know, they have the God-given gift to be a content creator. You know, I see it in certain people's demeanor, or it's just they found their calling. But yeah, it is tough. I'm sure those people also go through some trial and error. But I think in order to be a content creator, you have to be diligent. You have to be diligent. You have to be highly convicted, or you have to have high conviction in yourself. And you got to be willing to take no, because it's not going to always work your way. And I think that's always a test for you, or for anybody that's trying to get into this field, or any field. You gotta be willing, and you have to be willing to accept your failures and your successes. But most importantly, you have to be able to tolerate your failures, and you can't beat yourself up over it. Because the more that you beat yourself up over it, the more that you just have a difficult time just trying to get those, you know, that material, or the, you know, that creation that you have in mind out there. But yeah, it's hard. But right now I'm just, you know, I wanted to make this video and just kind of like talk about this stuff. I might post this video, I don't know. I most likely will. All right, take care.